The four possibilities, likewise, Geshe said, between joy and faith, two sort of mental state. So for the for the Buddhist practitioners, when they see a Buddha or one spiritual teacher, the mental state that they generate could be both joy as well as of faith, with seeing the three qualities of Buddhas or one spiritual teacher: physical, verbal, and mental. The second, which is joy but not faith, not faith or belief, is when you see the spiritual teacher or master or a bird of another faith. There could be a great joy in seeing this kind of person, but not strong faith, or so when you see or when you're seeing some other spiritual master, not other than your faith, your religion.
Shepe mina matoba, shepe ravi tober mini sauce. Nipe sheba konagi ravi di topala, sheba the mi pada, nambada, chillina, tindiguni, ni Cabranje or mother. The mother was a Zujin Najin Jenny, then the Cabranje or Mareso. The kitchen to Tindi shepe pagi, minam sometime, some logic tiny corger mother. So we
said before, four possibilities between faith and joy. The first one, both, is when you see your own spiritual teacher. The second is which is faith, which is joy but not faith, when you see spiritual masters of others. And then what would be the third? We can think about that. The third would be faith but not joy. And then fourth would be neither faith nor joy. Could be a lot of things. And here, when we look at the mental state or consciousness, what is important is look at the three aspects of the consciousness. And these three, the first one is what is the target or object of the observation, and then second is the nature of the consciousness, and then third is what is the function of this specific consciousness or mental state. Because Tsongkhapa says that if you don't understand the target or object of the observation and the nature of the mind, there is no way that you can understand the different classifications of different types of the minds or mental factors. So in order to understand the consciousness or mind or mental factors, one needs to understand its kind of particulars or specifics of, as we said before, three: what is the target, what is the nature of the mind, what is the function of this mind. And so therefore, it's not like when you try to understand different possible comparatives between two mental states, it is not same as applying to the external objects, inanimate objects. For the mental state, it is quite different ways of looking at the mental qualities.
Oda dusre taati indigala taatri mage senzamme gonindona ta jendongi de chidende belure bagi ngarazu 미기 주 통용도 갈라 하긴 이어서 좀 통구도 와 보다 하긴 이어든 하기랑은 요안 되는데 치된 되세요 다 센잠바스 비발라 가르죠 그래 코란 당이 권한네 최담제 하기 하기는 최담제 생기 당이 듣고 와 나래니 빠자자 빠자 센터기 이 하긴 이어봐 나가라마도 Pagini Yoresan, Pagini Yor Marisa singing the time. Shedam Jason Gidani doing the Senzambachado. What I think it would be go to Yares.
So we'll start, the mind-only school, the third type of school of thoughts, mind-only school, and what we covered before is the two lower school, great exposition, or particularist, and sutra school, and both these two schools are considered as the school who accept or interpret a phenomena, as the existence of the external phenomena. If you remember this word, in external phenomena, which refers to the things that when we look outside, when our eye sees the thing, the phenomena or things that we see, that phenomena is out there, not within the consciousness or within the senses. It is out there. So the phenomena is out there, not kind of on or within the subject. But the third type of school, the mind-only school, says that all phenomena exist in the nature of the mind or with the nature of the mind. This will become more clear later. And because of our mental imprints that we have, from the past life, whatever we see, appears in our mind, and whatever we see, it is not out there. It is rather, from the mental imprints. It is within the mind or within the the consciousness.
Dindira, Zave on Tungris, Taku Shiji, those Kache, Namunchi, Lapshana, some god. Senzambe Pagi, the Dunde, Jawang, Yong Tupchi, Kuntachini, Kabasum Chigo, Zave on Tungri, on Yongri. 다 이제왕스고 이제왕스디가라 벤나 디추제데지나 추제 코나 이제왕 차버려 유견진이 왕을 때문에 된대게 디니 용두세데 디상기 취니들다 내루데 내루 타도 때 간데지레스디가라 베네베 이 하기 저제가 아주 편 다른 분이 Dina Yovesonji, Joseph Yovesonji, Pagini Tum Devesonji, Nangor, Dio Mare, Di Chuzodi, Semgi Dani to do it, Semgi Nangchasam Reziati, Ta Pagi Nelu, Yulda Yuljen Zejingi, Toa, Di Nelu Chavio, Koran Nelu, you Ranzit Semi, Ranzit Semi, Ranzito Vijaji Rang singing Matuba. Matuba Sequari. Chidun Matuba. The Nilu Chade. Tila Karalabre, Yung to Love God. Ta Kunta Sid Pagi Yanchisu Nawa, Nangzuladu, Tending, Yunding, Nan Zibate, Nan Zunzito Vijaji Rang singing Tuba, Nangzulting, Kuntari. Kunta Sidugala. Dembar Matubare. Kunta de la Yuyu Kunta, the Megu Kunta, Nijaware. Perna Namkala Soba, Yuyu Kunta Zakore. Gacha is Migu Kuntare. Reaping Gacha in a maybe capri. Kanji repeat Che in the Gola, Koraya Meochad. What is it? Capran Cheshire, Cabarchi, Chetunaya Wars. The Onichi Shegina, Chico Yujragas.
It will come more detail in the text, but before going on to the philosophy of the mind-only school, it is good to know the three kind of important things about this particular school, and this is actually on the in the note in your book 249, the first page of the mind-only school. There are three phenomena, so-called, in the mind-only school, and these three phenomena. The first one is called, other powered natures or other powered phenomena, and then second is thoroughly established phenomena, and third is imputated phenomena. So there are three phenomena or three nature. The first one is other powered, second is thoroughly established, and third is imputated phenomena. So this is actually, in your note, if you look at the note here. So it is good to understand, briefly about these three before going on to the philosophy of the mind-only school. So the first one, other powered phenomena, here refers to the things that are under the powers of cause and cause and factors. Vishal mentioned the example of the clock on the table. This clock is under the power of cause and factors. The very existence is dependent upon cause and factors. So that's why other powered. It depends on other. The other here refers to cause and factors. And the second is thoroughly established. The thoroughly established nature or phenomena here refers to the emptiness of emptiness of or emptiness on that phenomena. Like for example here the clock, the emptiness of the clock, and it also refers to the nature of the appearance of the phenomena as a nature of the mind, not kind of totally separate from the mind itself. And also it refers to the lack of separateness between the entity of subject and object. There is no separation between the entity of subject and object, and it also refers to lack of external phenomena. So the more detail will come later. And then third, imputated phenomena. Imputated phenomena here refers to grasping according to the way phenomena appear to us. Grasping to the way phenomena appear to us, and it also refers to the lack of true existence. The lack of true existence here can be further classified into two. The first one is lack of true existence, which actually does exist, and then second is lack of true existence, which actually doesn't exist. So the first one here refers to lack of phenomena, true existence. Refers to, for example, sky or space. It is lack of true existence, but it exists. And second refers to the lack of true existence, which doesn't actually exist. It refers to the object of negation, that we negate something through a logical understanding, and those actually doesn't exist. The things that we try to negate through logic, and those are lack of true phenomena which actually doesn't exist.
재상코 아주 통연디 갈라 또빼 남줄서도 파기니 7월 되겠네. 양치수 연대기 또빼 땡시 남겨르대. 제바체는데 선잠바 코난 선잠벨로다 제바체되다 파기는 누구민도 파기는 뚝뚝다 하고 그래. 뚝뚝 파기는 뚝뚝은 아주 남줄나지 파기 뚝 누구민도 됐다고. 된다비 제바체 연대 갈라 파기는 뚝도 매와 최담지 섬기 당이 임바 빠자 서두기 나와 임바지 하고 연대가 리피 제베 용게 양치수 나와대다 리피 찌르는 치드는 나도데 개도 봐 제자 리피 더 기키도 돼 제자 리피 가자래 매비 캬세고 돼 좋다.
So in this school, the mind-only school, what they are focused on is, when we look at external phenomena, they focus on how phenomena appears to the, appear to us or to the subject, and whether the way the phenomena appear to us is. The phenomena that we are seeing is out there, and then there is a gap between, the object that we see, which is out there, and the consciousness or subject here. So there's a gap between subject and object, and that object is external to the subject, and so they kind of concentrate on this, where it is, the way phenomena appear to us is this the reality or not? And what they come to the conclusion is that the phenomena, that the things that when we see things and the way we perceive things, it is not because there is a gap between object out there and subject here. It is because of the nature of the mind itself. There is a mental imprints which sort of which the mental imprints become clear or open up, so we see things out there. It is not because things is just kind of out there. So they come to this conclusion through kind of analysis, examination. And so when something so here if something is the object of negation by analysis, it has to be necessarily non-existence. So this is what it means here.
Ngoda sembetu sensambetu denamja shepalas singi yewa ndashe duchu de ji tamboni chiden kemilenji jewan dendup debe nambetu tamawe kansade sensambe singis ta chiden singinde tegi bagi hagin tumde nangido nangsulde chiden nangsulde chadiga nangsul tagaro hagin yiwata nangsul tindi ita sensambe digi killing mares chiden kemilenji ani jawang singdi ta vigenjengi wang ditang juji yodu kitendi diruba jawang singire jawang sidi dijengi ngombola ko ngobojilo ko jirmado yang jendala ko yayo tindi gala kaji yudan kelentene tundeke tu bagi vigengi dijendeke wata tila jawang siwa jawang sidi gala Gui Jiawang la Coco, Tumoma but Gui Jiawang. You Yena Kia, you mena Nikia. What a Tindi? Tindi Indigala, Jiawang, then to the number two. Pau Pagi, Leje Chogona, Koran Tayo de Gala, Colo, Leje Chogorde, Colo Tamajawa. 콜로 타마들라 니여베 나니 다다디 콜 센자메 바기 시자자에 도차돼요 내지 주고 다테나라 가르잖아 콜로 파르베 칼로 최탐제 주니 남케 버도 덴버 마투 버테 인두가라 덴버 마투나 메구두 센테리 쳇트 쳇베 둘자라 가르다테 쳇다룽두고 딘디 쳇트 쳇베 둘자들라 아니 점된데기 고베왕게 여왕연루 덴루브레 군다기 추기 데메레 이제 땡인도가 콜로랑오네 렘바지 좀레 파기 치에네베 낭툴도 파기네 요 마레데 낭 셈데 렘바투바레 렘바투바 인디 세메상기 빠자 셀웨상기 최담제 에네베 지 콘데기 지 담제 치 빠자 실버왕 그쪽에 손도가 된데 체체는 되잖아 렘보시우지야래 어떻게지 사이기 숭데 에니페 점된데 랑기 나 시기에서 캠박 나와 디 왕게 소아 마임바 쳇도 제벤 들자라 로라 참바체네 소인자 즉 콜로 파타 숭가도 수치네 만나만다 영어야데 두스레스 더두테 가랑아디 잡이나 즉 바기 초골만 보시는 거라 때나니 대인들가 점된데 늘제 왕게 숨와데 고바카라기도 오시 가래된도 대주 지쳤다니까 나랑 지쳤다니 때래 온바징기도 온데 몬서데 도 망보도 와 어떻게 아니 징기라펜도 대주 셔라님은 도와 지단이 초중이데 년퇴래 대진 치도 저 누자 말아데 점된데기 징길라네 아니 되게 네베 세징이 돌아 네베 징길라베 온데가라 네베 코난도 길라 세징이도 공바도서 toche ni pe chidi chila kamen na ya tendi yongwa ya chonde ligi jingi malaw kadula ya shijingi dola ni pe tisam di yongwa mar kanche ngeshi ke ya tendi yongwa mar indigi chebar mangbu yongwa ote tiso pe sebo ha ko gores
shijin to na niente denzo
niente tiso chosun sheribu de mongol bun niente lo 이는 시진 쳐디 자는 두자 말해대 좀 하기 레몬 나한테 가라 가라 좀 전에 찡길라 인사 찡길라 뺀도서 근데 연구 알았어 근데 찡길라 빼온 게 건서 대 근데 가면 나야 되는데 근데 도저히 연구 제도부
249 the mind only school the presentation of the tenets of the proponents of mind only is in 4 parts: definition, subschools, etymology, and assertions of tenets. Definition: the definition of a proponent of mind only is a person propounding Buddhist tenets who asserts the true existence of other powered natures but does not assert external objects. The other powered nature, as we said before, the other powered, other here refers to the mainly to the cause. The things that are the power under the cause and conditions. And it is also in your note the other powered natures. I will just read are phenomena that are under the influence of causes and conditions, and that are other than themselves. So the when we the other powered phenomena, they are also composite phenomena. Has to be a composite phenomena. Again, the composite phenomena here refers to whatever phenomena that is the result of cause and conditions. So it has to be result. So the another way of saying is that if there is no cause, then there is no existence of that phenomena. If there is a cause, there is existence of phenomena. This is what is referred to as the other powered natures. And so a person propounding Buddhist tenets who asserts the true existence of other powered natures but does not assert external objects. So external objects, as we said before, the appearance of the existence of phenomena as if they are out there, not within the consciousness or within the subject. And here, this is mentioned in the third turning of the wheel of Dharma by Buddha. And because why this came up in the third turning of the wheel of Buddha is because when we look at the second turning of the wheel of Dharma, Buddha taught that all phenomena, beginning from the form until the highest level of enlightenment, all phenomena are lack of true existence. Lack of true existence. So he mentioned that all phenomena are lack of true existence. And when he taught that, there are many disciples who kind of interpret literal meaning of what Buddha said, and therefore they kind of fall into the extremes of nihilism. They say that Buddha says that nothing exists truly, so therefore phenomena doesn't exist. And so that the third turning of wheel of Dharma, Buddha intentionally taught this for followers who kind of might fall into this extreme. So therefore Buddha said that from the three nature or three phenomena which we mentioned before, so the Buddha said that the first two phenomena or nature, other powered and thoroughly established phenomena, they have a true existence, but imputed phenomena doesn't have a true existence. So he kind of make a classification in which he says that imputed phenomena are the one that lack true existence. But other powered nature and thoroughly established nature or phenomena, they have a true existence. So from the three, the first and second has true existence. But the third one, for the third one, imputed phenomena, he said, imputed phenomena doesn't exist truly, or lack of true existence. So when we look at this, Buddhist turning of the wheel of Dharma, three turning of the wheel of Dharma, specifically the third. This is taught mainly, based, or the purpose here is mainly for the disciples, specific disciples, and based on the different, mental dispositions of the disciples, different, turning of the wheel of Dharma came into existence. So when we look into the, so therefore, three turning of the wheel of Dharma, and each kind of tends to have kind of, different meaning, and within the, Buddhist teaching itself, we can see kind of different, classifications of teaching, and some teaching that has its, specific purposes, and there are some teachings which needs interpretation. One shouldn't be taken literally as what it is said. So there are many sutras actually, which are considered as the sutra that needs the interpretation. And then there are also teachings that are considered as blessed teachings. And for example, blessed teachings, Chingla with the Shiragi
Serang Berin Tapagi, Sijing Dola, Cheribuda Munga Jimbuto, Tuatelin Chikitoas. This Tuatelin Chikitoas, Chingla Pagoni, Tuatelin Chikor Mata, Conazo Sheribuda Munga Butu, Ratogi, the Tuatelin Chitua, as Shingitola. Indeed, sharing about the Chingila Pendores.
So, for example, the third, the Blessed Sutra, or under this comes the Heart Sutra. Because the Heart Sutra, this text is actually the conversation between, you can see here the, two main disciples of Buddha, Shariputra and Mongolputra, and generally they are not capable of, discussing this, Heart Sutra, which is the, transcendental wisdom. But at that moment, when they are into discussion, it is considered that they are blessed by Buddha. The Heart Sutra is. So therefore, these Shariputra and Mongolputra, they are heroes, from the three levels of the vehicles. So as said before, they themselves are not capable of discussing about this Heart Sutra, but because the the teachings being blessed by Buddha, they are able to involve themselves into this discussion of Heart Sutra. So Heart Sutra is considered as the blessed sutra.
Oda tindugita kipramambe so hakwa goya tontala chik ngone ke chembo chadi yore an chidane jinten lap chembo chogola ngoshe gore se de ngone yujen duas jinten lap chembo chubala ngoshe gore din diwala ngadu tamboni sem 마게베 게 답시지 셈게 용디가라 바게 눈바니 장고바 진den땡인 눈바지당 랑장주 참비 눈바니 장고바 티 야디가라 코 가르잖아 소소 당부 셈게 로벨랑이 내가 나나 바게 제바지니 제속이 제바제 용디가라 랑상마기바 김비 이시 망아 쟁기 뜬지 쯤바디 쟁기 젤라 가르고야 하고 봐 말어 상게리가라 쟁기 라 가르고요다 소소 하고 우에디가라 이 젤라 가르고고요 참바 자와데 제트 부어 딘디가라 랑 장주 턴디긴도 바다 고고도 엔 젠디 랑상게야데 젠디 두야게 연 두야던다 인자 젠디 등이 눈바데 당본이니 베 누바니 랭기 셈데 가사기 유네면데 자리요 유서 당본 두인데 누바니 이거네 두고디가라 가사 니제기 셈젤레 미 세데라 젠데 등이 눈바데 자도와 शरब की चांचुल मीन से दिला रामदन जजु की दुबा चादो कहां से लोबे लम की नेकाम ने न्यामलेन चियादी थापसे थिंगी दे दो ठीक है चमदो कहां से मजो दी ची रिपाता चेपाचे थाथुना बासा दे तिंगी गलम पापचे तिंगमलेन चियादे छादी
So in the practice of benefiting other sentient beings, it is also considered that having a ability of prophecy is important. Knowing others, mental state. And when we look at the generation of altruistic mind or bodhicitta, we find, two main cause for the altruistic mind, and these two are, the two aspiration. The first one is, aspiring to benefit other sentient beings, and second is to achieve enlightened state for yourself. So, when we look at these two aspirations, what we see is that if you want to benefit other sentient beings, to fulfill their necessities, you need to have a enlightened state of mind, because if you don't have that, if you are not enlightened, you won't be able to understand, you won't be able to know the mental state of others. So therefore, in order to completely benefit other sentient beings, one needs also enlightened for oneself. And these two causes for the altruistic mind, when we look at the in the practice, when the practitioners aimed at generating compassionate mind, aiming at the other sentient beings, that aspect kind of shows benefiting other sentient beings. And in the practice, when they aimed at generating a wisdom mind, that kind of shows the aspect of achieving enlightenment for oneself. So the compassion and the wisdom here also kind of shows the these two causes of the altruistic mind. So we analyze, we investigate, and at the end we actually kind of falls back on these two basic requirements or cause for the altruistic mind.
Yengun Tenetsne Karina Samguyate. Shikta Samatangi Rodi, Monetilla Quach. The Dungas of Quaya, what is Shigo Martin. Pun in Dutch Mutua. Nijigi Semjelemi, Sidgala. Jengi Dungal Samot Madame. Nijis in the Jingi Dungal Samadani. Dungal Telekem de Jugura. The Omar Javana Chetam Gitambe. Sherapte. Nipe rangi tindi bagi nijigi dungal mi bade dungal selya tabshi tuyandu mindu 제바체 보라 이 제바체 오다스 제바체니 시랍티기 잠베 dumba chanchu thamtingi dumba rangi chanchu ji mathomna jengi dungal de selthu meade cherab de namji sherabgi jebacheni rang chanchu thamtingi dumba da bodo tin dewachi bodo tin digala nijigi semjanlami ani sherabgi chanchu mi siade dumba tingi 탑시 존들 가지 니지 코나 거기 semke nyamsun bala tapsi ni gone semke ne pe toni nuba da guguya nuba ni len ni guguya be sebu tengi to one ya bo to to sene ani ando samtang gore chi tap chi ko te pe mare te te to yani an samtang yani ando samtang betega dus chebe na 로 나와트니 samtang ni yin na any ko 아지 ताते ओने देवाजिन दु समसमजी लेगदो आनी को तेगा लाइने दोशु छरु छरु सममा मार तांगवाय जी छागदो तो ती पंदो करे दुस जेबे ना तेनी गाजो काले काले ला ओने जे गाजे मेबाजी ए पेजे지 गाजे나 대로우도 대하고민도 समसमजी 용거 때마다 지 가서 눈대로 봐 제베 배 말해 균이 코페 디템발라 대단도 가른도 이제 막 규정 가른도 세지 당해도 뺏게 좀
when first heard this from teachers, it's kind of hard to understand how these compassion and wisdom are connected, related to each others. But as you think, think more and more, and it kind of makes sense of what the teachers are saying. And as we said before, the compassionate mind is for the compassionate mind, the target is other sentient beings. Targeting at the other sentient beings, you generate a thought of protecting those sentient beings from the suffering, and when you have this thought, compassionate mind, you kind of analyze yourself whether you will be able to do this or not, to help other sentient beings. And when you put under the subject of analysis, you come to realize that you need to be equipped yourself well in order to benefit others, and under that kind of making yourself well equipped comes the necessity of wisdom, and wisdom, and to achieve enlightenment for yourself. So here again, as said before, dual inspiration. There are two inspirations. First is compassionate mind. Second is wisdom. And the first, compassionate mind, aims or targeted at other sentient beings, and the second, the wisdom, targeted at enlightenment. So therefore, here kind of two, wisdom and path, how they are coming into together. So these two, dual aspiration is kind of necessity, and to understand, one needs to kind of understand each of them, and then try to think again. Might takes a day, and then from day to a month or a year, and see how each of these are related. And so when you look at these things analytically, it will help you to generate more interest in understanding, and therefore when you read one textbook or scripture, you might have a feeling that I need to read more than this one, because and then when you read another one, you feel like there's more that I need to understand. So that's how kind of one sort of progress or develop, and it's not like a teaching, reading a storybook, read one and then. So what is needed is try to examine and understand what are the reason that is needed for this kind of step from one point to another.
Oda yewade niba yewanis senzam namdem bada namzum banis tingi ki kebar yotes munzi mishi la ngombo nawate namden zingi ki zebijin las ta senzam namdem bas ka ta namzum ba 이 세대다 이와데 띵이지 다 띵이리 개발다 가르잖아 남덴베 문지 미실랑 곰보 나와타르도 두바 킬링 거래 남즘베 문지 미실랑 곰보 나와타르도 마두바 킬링 거래 제자 주지디 곰보 문지 미실이 곰보 낭줄도 뚝뚝 마두데 다 저비지디 차비 아니 디노라 로다 any Jamayankir Maru Seru to Grace. Any Tegan Zamjasana.
The Malosan Diva did not music dinner.
On the Tandadi Yavate Lorni Jashan. Lorne. Munzi Mishi Koran. Tangazu Tati Tijigan and the Haguda. Nambas Digan Danamsi, the Mumbo Pagina, Molang Charejdo in Danamre. Pagi. Ngombe nambade yulungone chu tep tene ene mishi di kigorwa wangbo gi ta pa mishi wangbe nam din namje mishi di kigor dinde nangzul tardu yeda mela tsebishi di te chalata.
Sub-schools, page 250, the proponents of mind only are of two types. True expectarians and false expectarians. Differences exist between these two groups because an appearance of a blue patch as blue to an eye consciousness perceiving blue is the aspect that is the basis of debate between the true and false expectarians. And true expectarians assert that an appearance of blue as blue to an eye consciousness apprehending blue exists as it appears, whereas false expectarians maintain that an appearance of blue as blue does not exist as it appears to an eye consciousness apprehending blue. So this tells what is the difference between these two types of mind-only school, true and false. So basically, what they are debating about is how does this here blue patch appears to eye consciousness, and whether it exists according to the appearance or not, whether it exists according to its appearance to our eye consciousness or not. So this is kind of debate between these two schools, and one kind of is true and another said here false. So we will stop here if you have any questions. So you can read more sort of continue from the text before next class, so that might help you to understand in the class.
안당군에 댕영원에나 위드레트니지라 자 주용 아이딩에 자서 아니 저나도 용 디스커스적이나 펜다용 그래서 기초도 좀 디스커스 제 삼들라 루루지가 있나 지지 삼들도 많아진 거래네 저밖에 아니 그래서 단디바 지단에 강할 테고 아니 지 세계도 지 세계 지나 미제 발란 팽기래 아니 삼로 만다 코르줄데 지디지라 포도 그래야 집에는 펜도 빼치 모용 거 생각도 동양원에는 얘나 두스치네 야본도 생각도
So if you are, seriously into the text and want to know more, then Geshe said, as suggested before, you can form a discussion group and during weekdays, and then come here and spend some time together, and he will prepare tea, and because discussing will help you not to, of course, forget what you learned before, and also each individual has a different ways of understanding and thoughts about the meaning of the text. So that will also help each other to understand the text.
이 sensam바단 rangi uma바단 가서 집타지 제투나 네 배자라들로 가서 집타지 제투나 니체 거세. 이 시라시라기 푸zem보지는 내 지금 말이지.
And from Geshe-la's side, he said he will do his best, to explain the, especially the two later school of thoughts, mind-only school and middle-way school, because these are the two schools that, and he, of course, he won't be know everything about these two schools.
아니 두아지지 땅이나 즉 뭐니 루루제 까지 시니 아니 또범 먹고 지들어 아니 두아지 땅이나 다 랭게들 사람들아 사람 캔사르버들이 두아 캔사르버 있나요? 사람 만나 땅과의 연구로 와. 네? 캔사 연구를 강가라.
And discussion is helpful for all, because when you discuss, it might help you to gain new ways of thinking, and might sometimes come up with kind of strange, or different aspects of understanding. And when you raise the question and discuss, or bring question to the class, it will be helpful to all. Do you have a question?
Yeah. Can you give examples of other powered phenomena, and especially thoroughly established phenomena?
용두기 시행왕의 용두기 배신을 가르쳐 그래서.
오, 뺐나? 유쿠 시디갈라 양화로 왔어. 가르잖아. 유겐 사번에 땡구로 왔어. 뺐나? 신도이나 그 초보 망보지 손에 유겐 유단 깬다 초 신동대 땅보 니 때문에 지구도 와 루지 구구도 와 내니 때문에 지구도 와 얘네 텔레페 타르님보 코께사기 타르님베 서지지 구구도 와 그게 망보지 땡구도 와 그게 생기 왕의 튼주 영왕세대 뜬뜬지 과된지 용tum생데 디상기 내루 이 간지나 뭐 이모버테 상기 타르도 내체데 간지네요. 나운촌데 던지지 고크라 던지지리데 타르도 내주 가르데 수비가라 다 선점바존지나 갈라가네. 나초 파기니 통화 나진지 준진 셈에 주다 준진 셈만이 제지리 선점빌루라. 나초 제타트데 난기야. 제타트도 많아 제치도 나줄 제타도 나와다 케나 제치도 나줄데 용주데 양체수 많아 아니페 생긴니 바자 센터 코나 페이 나줄지 조이나 용주데 딱간제 이데 당기 내루데
Other power to nature or phenomena, as said before, other here refers to cause and conditions. So, the example would be a sprout or fruit, because the fruit came into existence under the influence or under the power of whatever the requirements that has preceded before. So that includes from the beginning what you do. If you need a fruit or sprout, you have a seed, and then you have soil, moisture, water, then taking care of when everything's come
So
together. So fertile soil that has the ability to facilitate the growth of the fruit or sprout. So the sprout here would be the example of other powered nature, because sprout came to existence depending upon other all these factors and causes. Thoroughly established, as said before, refers to the ultimate reality of that phenomena or whatever phenomena. So here the refers to the emptiness of the thing. And although when we look at any phenomena, there might be our own appearance of what phenomena is. But if you go beyond that and try to find what is the ultimate level of existence, you will be able to find or come up with the emptiness of that phenomenon. That emptiness, which is the ultimate reality of that emptiness, or on that emptiness, is considered as the thoroughly established phenomena. And in this particular school, the object and the valid cognitive mind that perceives object is considered as the one entity. They are not two separate. The object and the valid cognitive mind that perceives that object is considered as the one entity, not separate.
세상 낭출단 내줄 니오도 낭출들라 선자미나 하긴 이어봐라 배 주다 준진 체만이 배 준진 체마스디 미시스디 추 완전 코나메 미시 코나 디 유르데 하긴 이어봐서지 통도 낭출데 들리지도 내출들라 준진 체만 지지를 쓰고 지지도 제타도 나온데 캐나 지지도 나온데 딱 내롱을 받아 차려. 그 내줄때까지 찍어라. 내줄때.
So the way phenomena appear to us is we have our eye consciousness here, and then the phenomena that eye consciousness sees is out there. And then as said before, there's a gap between the subject, the consciousness, eye consciousness seeing the object, and object out there. But in reality, what they are seeing is the aggregate or object, and the consciousness perceiving that object is one entity. It's one entity. They are not separate. So that is as said before the reality or emptiness or thoroughly established phenomena.
So that I don't get confused, so if I can run something past it's that the compassionate mind, working for others, and it means in our Western thought, that's the heart and arrow, and wisdom is the head and logos. So I draw a correlation from somewhat of the understanding of the Western teachings that they came out of the Buddhist teachings, and it changed somewhat, of course. But there's some similarity between that, something between, the compassionate mind, the heart, the compassionate mind, that arrow, or the wisdom in the head and logos. Or am I way off base?
인지 나올 다가로 너저 배삼단다 나올 잠닝지라나 닝기라오래 근데 배샤단 로지다 아니 셰럽래 거로 레벨라오래 근데 배샤단 로지 요레서 그디도 배샤단도 그때도 코아도스 데월레 나지 나와도 장단나 시잖아 되기로라도
간다세 니제들이 ning.
Oh.
아니
Does that literally, when you said, compassionate, like compassion is a heart and what? Heart?
Yeah, and then the head is mind, consciousness. But the head, or logos, is wisdom. I mean, wisdom is...
So are you talking about like different location or?
No, that's too little.
Okay.
No, I'm talking more of a union from the philosophical standpoint.
미드네 시간도 줘래서 그런게 대 그걸로 시에버디 레버가리로 고요네 데 요사 다가한테 라고는 남기드네 시간도 줘래서 닝젤을 좀 하려고 닝기 라고래.
I realize we're both together.
그거로
All together. That's what we're aiming at.
니가 냠도래도 사하고 나주던 라면으로.
네. 그때 세단들이 요 얘기를 돼. 오늘 가서 니지 시리가라. 니지 미바다 남바다 섬나단 거가. 미바 셈진라미네. 셈 남바데 셈진 누가 나르주데 섬나다. 이 아니 누가들 단데 지라 오늘 다 니지 시야데 때려도. 누가 단데 남바진지. 이 니지 대나네 동알기 묘의 동알 잠마인 봐 타반두지기 동알 아니 대인들가 레이 균데도 섬나당 아니 즉 단당하랑도 니지 원해지 섬나 찾겨 말아 짱도 미바 짱도 말아 하르지 짱도 말아 짱도 메비 따티 소소소기 섬나당 아보다 랑레 니페 문에 하게 란단 다냐 바지 야네 란다 토스 마스 사질라 코 토스 거기 풍수 잡아지잖아 마데시시지 타도킹이 제랑킹이 질레기도 게고도 이 연어 갈라서 거기 캬반드지 기둥을 레기운데라 오니 댕 케바지 네바 많이 베타임바 세브레 이왕게 용거라. 레기운을 내가 녀서나 다 파서들라 가수지. 오늘 탈 야부지 조이나 탈 위야로 하고도 미다 방에 녀고도 된데지 하고 오네 다때 오니 잡아두지기 동안에 이 좋아지 주나 니지 이게 자기 가서다 닉바단 남바단 니지라 할리비 이쿠어지디 깨지게다 뭐야 시디어 시주 전다다 땡 이젠지 응거든 뭐마이나 땡땡지 되지 아니 셔럽 시디가라 다 생리바드서 레파디 센텐스 레파드레스보다 셈저리 시라시라게 남이지 하고 와 말해 레파 그런데 직 바기 땡지듯이 지리고 때려 열었어요. 나고라. 이 시즈의 parte 누처를 유예선이 지래지. 그래서 말와 셔럽 시디가 최럽도 남제 니 레바른 니 닝바른 니 야가른 니 누가르스네 랭인 지야기 로지네 셔럽 시거라. 랭인 지트 된지가. 인디가라 다들 레파이난다 디바지난다 요사데 케버케 미도 링인 지제도 보다 된다고 말해 야가들이 누군데 그랬어요.
Because that what you said might be there to kind of for the comparative, and you can sort of use that comparative understanding, but what exactly is compassion and wisdom in Buddhism. As said before, when we say compassion is the mental state, so we look at the what is the target of this specific mind, and what is the nature of this specific mind. So when we look at the compassion, compassion, in order to be that mental state, to be a compassion, it has to be targeting at other sentient beings. The nature of the mind is may that sentient beings be separate from the suffering. So when you have that nature of the mind with that target, then that mind is compassionate mind. But in order to have a genuine compassion, one has to have a sort of required understanding of the sort of in-depth understanding of the suffering. And from the three sufferings, especially the third type of suffering, pervasive suffering or conditioned suffering, and with that suffering, comes the cause and effect precepts. And so, although we ordinary human beings have a compassion, but our compassion is always kind of never genuine or perfect, and it is because for example, when we see somebody else who are at the same level to you, if they are successful, you might become sort of jealous, and so there is that kind of sense of competition, jealousy, envy within us. Although we say that we have a compassion, and why when we say that although we say that we have a compassion, and seeing somebody successful, and there's a sense of uncomfortableness within yourself, or uneasiness, or sort of jealousy, why we have that still is or you can say why this compassion is tainted, is because we haven't possessed the in-depth conviction of the suffering and cause and effect precepts. So and if you have a complete or in-depth understanding of the suffering, especially the pervasive suffering and cause and effect, with that understanding, it doesn't matter what is happening to your somebody else. There won't be any jealousy, negative thoughts at all. So therefore the compassion, although we say that we have a compassion, but our compassion is not genuine or not perfect, because we don't have a thorough understanding of the sort of prerequisites of suffering and cause and effect. And if you have that the good understanding or in-depth complete understanding of nature of suffering and cause and effect, if somebody is successful, wealthy, good things happening to your enemy, you have a automatic understanding that whatever is happening to him or her will eventually degrade, and it won't be forever. So therefore there's no kind of part of your mind kind of jealousy, envy. There won't be any negative thoughts at all. Your compassion will be complete, genuine, perfect. So here you can see what compassion is when we talk about compassion. And secondly, about the the wisdom. The wisdom in the Western world kind of pointed fingers to where brain is, but we know that brain is kind of the basis or foundation, or where the consciousness located. But what we mean wisdom in Buddhism is the awareness, mental state, that has the ability to discriminate, what is good and what is bad, kind of, so if, so that, it refers to the consciousness, the awareness. It doesn't, it is not that, brain that is in our head, So, so here, it doesn't matter where that, a foundation or basis is, but it has to have this function, of ability to discriminate kind of precisely what is positive and negative, and that is what is wisdom is. So you can see here, the meaning of compassion and wisdom. So and Geshe said, regardless of where these two are located.
Niji dalate kebarda mambo chidhuya rimba mambo chidhuya chadyo reis chegwaya karzana niji chumas ini niji chembos tuschene niji semesi mambo rimba mambo chidjo dana 신도기 바기 보통 다바니 존데 마민 버도 리마마 보고 봐. 대선이지. 나랑서 단다 나랑서네 껴지라 직 바기 오늘 동아지 통한다가 샘나 맞아 시키기도. 니시 추만 좀 여베 따들이. 근데 랑 부부도 영에 왜 년대지라 에리베 두자 쉬우주나 샘나 맞아베 치고질링도. 대소 니시 추만 여베 따래. 이나 차당 되비 니시를 돼. 랑절라 차 신도라당. 이 니시 때니 매와들이 야래. 어떻게 지디가라 니시 바기 당보 원미원도 간라. 간데서 지금도 수도 루마 당보배 차간 되비 니시의 양가. 아니 랑 바기 랑 니사기 니니둘라네 가사 인디기 니시의 바가. 아니 랑 미가사기 바기 자다 봅니다. 뒤는 자들라 이랑데 파까 채동아도 까네. 아니 로마된 당보로 샘데 로마된 우범고다 삼당고다. 다 로마된 삼당에 들어가라. 아니 다 니제 까고다 당보. 샘디라 윤퉁둥 니리지라 랑에 니니두레. 디리 타르 위아레. 제아레. 근데 삼당에 차단된 데 니시대 까. 아니 바저디 자스긴데 깨원 딜라 자레 큐슨 자레 세달란다 있나 제멜 년차거 차 미스버리미도 kumang 망해버려도 년차거 펜도로 와 근데 삼다 파인다데가 노마든디 디데 애니 데이다는 노마든 로마든데 tum네 로 땅염데 tum네 데이다는 니지다나 니지데 뭐네 로조 네베다는 니지 tum들이 니지 깨라 빼 바기 니지데 던데 뭐네 차단다 만데비 니지 용그레세 수도 인디가라 맞아 니지 바기 체메지나니 니지 디제디가라 당념데 주고 여르데 시그널라 당념 주고 여르데 당보 줍디가라 당념데 로 당념데 당보 줍고 버스도 유니메가 뒤나니 당념 수요 말때 이나야 맹아 가는데 당보로 당념 두고 버스도 라진 제베가네 바기 니지 구메나 로 당념데 맹아 가는데 당념데 당보 두고 버스도 그냥 전부 여러마도 그냥 맹 된 싸워있는 말 어떻게 인디발라 이소 공부하고 패키지 버리지.
And when we look at the compassion, could be, categorized into different levels. Just like, when we plant the seed, and until the seed, sort of reach into the fruit or sprout, you can see at different, stages. And likewise, the compassion can be categorized into different stages of level. Sort of, beginning with the artificial compassion, great compassion, then unlimited compassion or immeasurable compassion. And when we see somebody in kind of in extreme poverty, or when you see your family member suffering, there is a feeling that of unbearable of seeing the suffering. There's an innate feeling of uneasiness, of not wanting that to happen. That shows that there is a compassion within that person, but that compassion is not perfect or pure. It is tainted compassion or with attachment, because that compassion is not stable, could change at any time, depending upon the factors. So, but that compassion is far more better than not having compassion at all. So, and it says that the best way to generate compassion is beginning from the equanimity or neutral state of mind. Intentionally, block, stop, kind of generating negative thoughts, or bias mentality within yourself, because sort of our innate feeling is that we tend to feel close to our relatives, friends, therefore more attachment, more compassion. People that we dislike far away, more kind of anger, hatred. So first try to bring at the same level neutral state of mind, and once because again here when you bring your compassion to the tainted compassion to the neutral state of mind, with the understanding that as said before, the compassion that you show towards your family or relatives, which is based upon the relationship. The relationship is unstable, can change anytime, and the hatred, anger that you have towards your enemy is also very unstable and temporary. It's the enemy, the so-called that we label enemy is not definite. We see somebody, friend in the morning is enemy in the evening, enemy in the morning. So it's so indefinite. So when you have this whole understanding, this will lead to bringing your mind to the neutral state of equanimity. And so once you have a neutral or equanimity, then you try to develop genuine compassion, and that is the kind of good foundation. And from that, whatever compassion that you generate won't be tainted. It will be pure, stable, so for the same reason, when we look at the four immeasurables, although the equanimity is mentioned at the end of the verse, but in the actual practice, equanimity comes at the beginning. And also when we look at the 7 precepts of cause and effect in generating altruistic mind or bodhicitta, the neutrality or equanimity itself is not mentioned in the 7th step, but in the lineages of verbal teaching, it is taught that equanimity or neutrality is needed before the first step. So one must begin with the equanimity or neutrality, then the first step of generating altruistic mind, 7-fold cause and effect. Again, the same thing with the second ways of generating altruistic mind, exchanging oneself and equalizing with others, self with others. The neutrality or equanimity is not mentioned, words in there, but it is taught that neutrality practice is needed prior to the generating force. So they are, of course, there is a lot of reason behind the practice, the necessity of sense of neutrality or equanimity. Okay, last question.
This was regarding the true and false aspectarians. I don't remember if it was the Sunday teaching or the Saturday teaching where you briefly talked about Chandrakirti said, humans and animals, they look at a glass of water, they see water. If a deva or a heavenly being sees nectar and a hungry goat sees blood. And the reasoning here is, what appears as blue to the eye is not always blue. Can it be said that the false aspectarians are closer to the middle way or closer to Chandrakirti's explanation by saying that, blue is not always blue or water is not always water?
타니 하기들 다 이야기해 요 말에 난 부모보다 간디스 타니 그랬어 선잠배 때가 간디지나 영원 된루도 killing 거와 부모배 영원 부모별로 영원 된루는 덴디아 프라메서 와 하기니 낭줄 세디가라 레진 숨길 따용들가라 낭줄 말아요 해라고 디 낭줄 세디가라 하기 율기 나바테줄 낭줄 되라고 나바 낭줄
Like I said, it's totally different. Other powered nature in mind-only school, they consider other powered nature or other powered nature as inherently or truly existent. But in middle way school, other powered nature or other powered phenomena is lack of inherent existence and non-true existence. So it's totally, you can see here, totally two different interpretation. And you mentioned, three different ways of seeing, water by three different, volumes, human, God, and they see different appearance. That different levels of appearance is solely based on a different karmic, background or based on karma. And here we are talking about the appearance of the object to the subject. It has nothing to do with the the subject's karmic background or okay.
Kari Gare Kove Shingam Pendan Dewa Mali Jungwe Ne Chere Singwan Denjin Gyasu Shabe Sede Bado Den Gyoje Jambe Bawe Jidara Kyambon Da Pondo Sambo Deyan Deshin Teda Bunge Jeson Da Lob Jen Gyawa Dida Tamje Rabdo Mo Tusumun Shabe Gyawa Tamje Mowa Kangla Choto Ngaba Denda Shin Gebe Tawa Digun Ya Sambo Cheche Rabdo.
In the land encircled by snow-white mountains, the source of all happiness and benefits, flows near person, Chenresi, Tenzin Gyasu, remain until samsara ends. Just as the bodhisattva Manjushri attain omniscience, as Mandabhata true, so now it is train and fall. As all the rituals, Buddhas of present and future, first the dedication is supreme. So now I give dedicated for all things to perfect their actions.
Oh yeah, thank you.